What's up, rock stars? Coach Betty Rocker here. Welcome to today's booty and legs smash. We have an amazing series of supersets to do today to really build our strength, endurance, our cardiovascular capacity. So some things that will come in handy for you to do today's workout. Some space to move, an elevated surface. I've grabbed an ottoman from my living room that I'll be using to lean my back against for some hip thrusts a little bit later on in the workout. If you have a bench, that works great too. Back of a chair. I've got some assorted weighted objects, and if you're in the gym or you happen to have a home gym, of course you're welcome to move up to barbells if that's your preference. You can also use water bottles or home workout weighted objects or dumbbells, sort of the happy medium for a lot of us who have a home workout setup. Without further ado, let's get started with a set of sumo squats. And we're gonna work in an 8 to 12 rep range. And since this is our first set, I invite you to choose an amount of resistance that gets you up closer to that 12 reps. You could go a little past the 12 reps, whatever feels good as a start point for you. When you pick up your chosen weighted objects, make sure that you bend your knees to pick them up, keeping the weight in close to your body to protect your back. We'll step our feet out nice and wide, toes turning out. Our knees are going to track in line with our toes, and then we'll send our hips back, keeping our back straight, and then powerfully press up, squeezing the glutes at the top. Lower down, press up, squeezing the glutes at the top. One thing I find helpful to think about when doing any kind of squat is that I was going to sit myself down onto a low chair, and that helps me guide my body in the optimal position to really activate and engage the glutes. And you're doing great. Count your reps. As you can see, I'm not going really fast here. I'm really taking my time so that I can get the most out of each squat. Great job. Keep your core braced here to help engage your transverse abdominal muscles, which really are like your body's natural weight belt in a sense, helping to hold everything stable in your pelvis and connect your back and front of your core. Great job. Squat and press up. Now, I know you're counting your reps. When you get to the top of your rep range, that's where you really feel like you can't do any more reps with good form and you're starting to really fatigue. You can go ahead and set your weighted objects down safely by bending at the knees. Now, if you were like, oh, I didn't really feel an end feel, that might mean you have an opportunity to go heavier with your resistance the next time we do that move. We've got several supersets of that to go today, so take your time figuring out what the right amount of resistance is for you. And as I catch my breath, because even lower impact, higher volume moves like that will get you winded. Your heart rate has to go up. Your heart has to pump a lot of blood through your cells and body. So it will be taxing for you. Woo! Just gonna have a little rock and restore, some freeform aminos. And we will talk about our next move, which is an in and out jump squat. So we're gonna turn up the heat a little higher with our intentional cardiovascular burn. So an in and out jump squat. We'll start with our feet out nice and wide, chest up, core brace, send your hips back, pop your feet in, and then jump your feet out. Nice. Now a low impact version of this could be done simply by stepping out, squat, step out, squat. Okay, you got different options for this move. What I want to ensure is that you keep that same good form as you had in your regular sumo squat as you come down. Keeping your back straight, not bending forward at the waist, keeping that core braced. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Woo! That felt good. Walk it off. I know your heart rate probably went up again for that move. We're going to move on to our second set of sumo squats. Let's talk again about that rep range, 8 to 12 reps. In your first set, you used a light weight to enable you to go up higher in reps. For the second set, consider if you have something heavier, would you like to challenge yourself to go a little lower in the rep range? That is something to explore today. So as you catch your breath from your jumps, you can consider what the right amount of resistance might be for your second set of sumo squats. And try to be somewhere closer to that 8 to 10 rep range this time. Bending the knees to pick up your chosen amount of resistance. Now with a sumo squat, I do like to hold dumbbells or a barbell on my shoulders because the knees are separated. So if I were to come down with dumbbells at my sides, they would bang into my knees and it would be hard to hold my form. So I'm going to keep them up on the shoulders. Begin when ready, squatting, driving up through those heels, keeping your back nice and straight as you move through this powerful move. Great job. Now, check in with yourself. Are you slowed down a little bit? You may not start to feel how challenging your new amount of resistance is until you get about halfway through the circuit. But check in. Are you going to do less reps this time? Really listen to your body. Maybe changing your amount of resistance didn't make a ton of difference. Maybe you're stronger than you think. This is just information to gather so that you can calibrate your most effective workout. You have 2 more rounds to play with, so don't feel like you're supposed to have figured it out right away or gotten it right. It's all about practice. But when you do get to the top of your rep range, and you can hear me breathing heavily here, bend your knees to safely set down those weighted objects, and we'll take a quick breather before we move back into our second set of in and out jump squats. Feel free to replenish yourself with some water or some Rock and Restore if you're drinking my aminos. I added a little collagen. Bonus for all of my body tissues. Okay, now for this set of in and out jump squats, I have a little fun challenge for you if you want to play. Here's how it looks. You're going to jump to that sumo squat, you're going to stay low, and then you're going to jump out again and come up. You want to try it with me? Okay, so start in the center, jump out to that sumo, jump in, jump out, power up, okay? Jump out, jump in, jump out, power up, jump out, jump in, jump out, power up, out, in, out, up. You got it. So fun. It's like a low in and out sumo jump squat. At any time, if this starts to be a little bit much, you can come back to the regular in and out jump squats where you elevate your body in between each jump. Last 3, 2, last 1. Woo! Feel that burn. Yeah. Quick breather. We'll move back to our third set of sumo squats. This is, of course, your third opportunity to check in with yourself. Do you want to go up in resistance? Do you want to get closer to 8 reps? Maybe you were closer still to 12 in that last set. How can you get yourself to do less reps with more resistance? Well, A, add more resistance, or B, I'm going to show you the option if you don't have anything really heavy enough to challenge yourself with to get lower in your rep range, because you always have options. Whenever you're ready, step yourself into your sumo stance, bracing through the core, and we're going to send the hips back. Now, if you know you just don't have enough resistance to really challenge yourself into that lower rep range, you can add a little pulse at the bottom of each squat. Pulse, then press back up. It's a little micro pulse. Make sure that your knees are aligned with your toes. Your back is not arching. Maintain that strong braced core, that nice straight back. This is only an option if you really don't have enough resistance to get down into that lower rep range. If you are finding that the amount of resistance you've chosen, it's already challenging, don't do the pulse. It's just to give you an option if you don't have tons of variety or options to progress from home, for instance. Great job. When you get to the top of your rep range, set your weighted objects down safely. Always bend your knees to protect your back. And we'll move into our third set of the in and out jump squat. Whew. Take a quick break before you move on. Now for our third variation, I'm gonna jump out and come into a pivot at the top. So it's like a sumo jump squat pivot. Go ahead and join me when you're ready. Squat, pivot, squat, pivot. Same options to take that lower impact variation. Just squat, pivot, squat, pivot, okay? You have lots of options if you start to get winded. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right. One last set. Whew. How you feeling? That is getting my heart rate up. I love it. Working those glutes today. Legs and glutes. Now this is our fourth and final set. Once again, I invite you to find your way down to the lower end of the rep range. So that 8 rep range, you could do less, you could do more. Just work towards building on where you've come from, whether that's by adding more weight or whether that's by adding some pulses at the base. You're welcome to add multiple pulses at the base if you want to challenge yourself even more, just like giving you options to play with. When you're ready, safely get your equipment where it belongs, on your shoulders, stepping your feet out wide, core braced, and we're going to send our hips back, and option to add pulses or come straight down and straight back up. Keep your core braced. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Make sure your knees are tracking in line with your toes. It can be very helpful to have a mirror handy where you can check your form. You're doing so great. Hang in there. Come on. Finish your set strong. If you're doing pulses and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of steam, you can always stop doing the pulses and hammer out your last couple reps without them. Lots of options. When you do get to the top of your rep range, job well done. Safely set aside your equipment for that move. We'll take a quick breather and move into our final set of in and out jump squats. Whew. How you feeling? We're gonna play with one final variation. I'll start it slow. So I'll step out, step in, step out, step in. So I'm doing a staggered sumo. So my left leg comes out, then my right leg. Land lightly on your feet as you do this. If this bothers you at all, feel free to just do the regular, or you can do a low impact version where you're stepping in and out. Squat, jump, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, great job. Catch your breath. That was amazing. That was 4 rounds of your first superset. We're gonna move into our second superset. Our 2 moves are gonna work those legs and get your glutes. A lot of emphasis on the quads in this next one, just like we had a lot more emphasis on the hamstrings in the last superset. So you've got forward lunges, alternating sides, 1, 1, 2, and then 2. And we're gonna superset that with split squat jumps. So really fatiguing that same muscle group. Now I invite you to grab weighted objects because I'd like you to try for, again, that 8 to 12 rep range for your lunges. You can hold your weights at your sides or put them up on your shoulders, your choice. keep your core braced. Step it forward, return to center. Step it forward, return to center. That's 1 rep. Again, forward and back. Forward and back. That's 2 reps. See how you feel. If you're holding your weights at your sides, make sure you keep your chest open, shoulders back. Don't allow them to collapse forward. Great work. Count your reps. See how the amount of resistance feels in this first set. You're calibrating with your first set. I want 8 to 12 on each side. Great job. Come on, finish it strong. You got this. When you get to the top of your rep range, I want you to safely set down your weighted objects. Always bend the knees here to protect your back, whether you're doing a specific move or you're putting equipment away or you're carrying a heavy basket of laundry. Always be thinking about good form that supports your body. Catching my breath. As we are in between moves, remember that it is important to catch your breath, to let your heart rate come down, to give your body that recovery time before you go on and hammer on the next move. Because you can't hammer quite as hard without that recovery period. So let yourself cool down slightly here, and we'll move into our split squat jumps. Now, alternative for split squat jumps, if you don't want to do the high impact version, is to do fast forward lunges. Just like this, fast, fast, fast. So if you're doing the high impact version, set yourself up in a lunge position and explosively jump and land in the alternating lunge pose. Keep your arms into it, keep your chest up, don't lean forward. Feet should track in line with toes, knees should track in alignment above toes, not beyond them. Great job, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. I know your legs are already feeling it. Mine are too. Doing awesome. We're going to go back to those lunges. After this quick break. Catch that breath. Your explosive jumps are also strength oriented. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to explosively come back up and also to cushion you as you land. This type of training is awesome to practice for the longevity and health of your joints, but you must have good form when you do these. So if you're, having any trouble with any of these types of moves, please don't do them. If they're painful, please do consider seeking out the care of a hands-on practitioner who can help realign you. Very common to have pelvic misalignment, which translates down to our knees and ankles for various reasons, like life happens for all of us. So I personally see a PT every 6 to 8 weeks just for maintenance, and sometimes I have twinges as well from past injuries or accidents I got into when I was younger, and it really does help to have that realignment periodically. So think about adding that in if it's possible for yourself. We're going to move into our second set of forward lunges. Now I'm going to use the same amount of resistance I used last time, and this is totally up to you, but just like we did in the first superset, I invite you to try to get a little lower in the rep range by going heavier or by adding a pulse to your lunge. Your choice. We're trying to shorten the length of our reps by adding more resistance. And this is just a fun thing to do for yourself so that you can really challenge your body to adapt to the new load that you're giving it. This is how we progress. If we are doing the same thing all the time, we don't see a ton of development or progress. So it's good to mix up your programming just so that you maybe try moves from a different sequence or different angle. There is no reported benefit from Like you can do the same workout over time, the same sequence of workouts over time, and you can do different workouts over time, and both are going to give you a great result. But within both of those variants, you do want to still give your body the opportunity to progress by challenging it. And part of the way that you can know you're being challenged is working within rep ranges, working against time, and watching your body respond over time. When you get to the top of your rep range here, safely set your weighted objects down. I hear this all the time in Rock Your Life. People who are like, I was able to complete the entire set of burpees in that challenge when the first time I went through it, I could only do like half of them. Or I can hold a plank now for way longer. Or I can do all the push-ups on my toes. And that's so exciting because our bodies do progress and adapt in many different ways. Just want you to be aware that there are fun ways you can progress and adapt the same amount of resistance at home using things like pulses, holds. We'll do some holds with the hip thrusts. Okay, split squat jumps. Can't delay it any longer. Get those shoulders back, put your crown on tall, rock star. Here we go. Explosively jump up or do your alternating forward fast body weight lunges. Come on, let's go. You can get your arms into it, get your chest elevated. Doing so great. Come on. Try not to slam your feet down. Try to land lightly. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. So good. Quick breather. Forward lunge, round 3. Now, this is your opportunity. Do you want to add more weight? Or do you maybe want to just keep doing the pulsing to challenge yourself with what you've got? You have lots of options here. Whatever you're doing, make sure you safely set yourself up for success. Picking your equipment up, keeping it in close to your body. You can also do forward lunges with a barbell. So if you're set up in a barbell rack, that works great too. Brace your core, step it forward, return to center. Count your reps. You got this. Keep your core braced, keep your torso upright. Be mindful of your form. It's fine to alternate between holding the weights on your shoulders or at your sides if you're using dumbbells. Both are fine, just don't let them swing around if they're at your sides. Keep those shoulders back, keep your chest open. When you get to the top of your rep range, you can safely set your weighted objects down. Don't let me rush you. This is your workout. You may do more reps than me. You may do less reps than me. It's not a judgment. This is why we have the rep ranges, right? So we can both do what works for our end feel. Split squat jumps. Round 3 coming up. Get ready. Step it forward, step it back. If I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause the video. This is your workout. Don't let me rush you. Shoulders back, chest open, and begin. Split squat jumps. So strong, so powerful. You got this. Keep using your breath. Stay focused. So good. Come on, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Quick breather. Catch that breath. We've got one last set. Walk it off. Let your heart rate come down. Rehydrate, replenish, take some nice deep breaths. Good work. Last set of forward lunges. Choose the amount of resistance that gets you in that 8 to 12 rep range. Love to see you down closer to the lower end of the rep range for this last set. So choose accordingly, and remember that you can make lighter weights feel heavier by adding the pulse at the bottom. You can even add multiple pulses. I've got what feels sufficiently challenging, so if I don't do pulsing, you'll know why. Shoulders back, core braced. Step it forward. Lower down with control. Repeat on the other side. That's 1 rep. Count your reps. Use control as you move between both sides. Stepping back to your start position. Maintaining that strong upright core. Imagine you're wearing a crown on top of your head and it's not going to fall down as you step forward. That's how upright your body is. Great job. Awesome work. Come on. Count your reps. 8 to 12 each leg. Goal is to be lower in the rep range if possible when you start to feel like you can't do any more reps. And we do that by adding resistance. When you get to the top of your rep range, bend the knees. To safely set down your weighted objects, please finish your set if you're still going. You're doing great. We'll move into our final set of split squat jumps. When you're ready, remember you can pause the video at any time if you need a little more rest. Step it forward, step it back, and let's get this going. Last set, best set. Come on. You got this. Keep your chest up, get your arms into it, land lightly. Knees and toes stay aligned. Option to switch to low impact anytime by stepping forward into fast alternating lunges. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing work. You did great. Wow. Okay. Our very last superset is 2 moves, back to back. We're gonna hit up some hip thrusts and some calf raises. So no real high impact cardio in this last set, but we do have, alternating moves that we're gonna flow through together. So for your hip thrusts, if you haven't done these in a while and maybe you wanna calibrate what the right amount of resistance might be for you, please go ahead and remember that this is an 8 to 12 rep range. For a hip thrust, we're gonna put 2 dumbbells or a barbell across our lap. Dumbbells go in your hip creases. You may need to hold them for support. You may want to start out your first round conservatively without the heaviest amount that you have. And one thing that I will say that's helpful is if you're using something like I am, like an ottoman, it is helpful if it's braced up against something. If you have a weight bench, for instance, usually that's pretty secure, but just make sure that whatever you're pressing your back up against won't move around. That's basically what I wanted to say. So get your weighted objects across your lap. Feel free to use a towel or something to support you if that helps. We're gonna have our feet and knees at 90 degrees when we come up into that reverse tabletop. Lower down, press up, and I like to do a little micro hold at the top, and this is another way to make lighter weights feel heavier. You could do a pulse or you could do this little hold. 8 to 12 reps is your goal. Count your reps. You're doing great. Keep your core braced. When you get to the top of that rep range, bend the knees, move your weighted objects off to the side, and join me in the center of your mat for calf raises. For calf raises, we're gonna do 10 to 15 reps. You can even go beyond that. Just see how you feel. I like a higher rep range for this particular move. Give yourself a break from your hip thrusts once you're done. And I'll come into a kneeling lunge to safely pick up my weights. Stand with my feet hip distance apart, shoulders back, core braced. And we're gonna lift our heels and then lower them. Count your reps. Great job. Shoulders back. Awesome job. When you start to feel that burn, you're getting close to the end of your rep range. Finish your sets. Finish your reps. Safely set your weighted objects down. Get ready. We'll move into our second set of hip thrusts. Check in with yourself. How was the amount of resistance you used in the first set? Was it heavy enough? Was it too heavy? Was it just right? Is there an opportunity to take what you used and make it even more challenging by adding a hold at the top or even a few pulses? We can explore that in our next round. Set yourself up for success here. Getting your weighted objects into your hip creases. Bringing your feet out so that you're at a 90-degree bend. And then lift up. Option to add some little pulses at the top. Again, this is just an option. You can also just do the hold. I'm glad you're exploring all these different things. You'll learn so much about how and what challenges you. And you may want to explore adding more resistance at some point. You may have just the perfect amount right now for yourself. I'm finding myself extremely challenged by this. You're doing so great. Last one for me. Don't let me rush you. Finish your set strong. Oh my goodness. Catch your breath. And we'll move into our second set of calf raises when you're ready. How was the amount of resistance you used last time? Was it enough? Was it too much? How's your rep range feel? Please feel free to adjust as needed and go up in reps if you don't have something that really challenges you enough with what you've got handy. Feel free to go up to 20 if you're just not feeling challenged enough by the weight that you have. Bring yourself safely upright, holding your weighted objects at your sides. Feet are about hip distance apart. We lift the heels and lower down. Make sure your core is braced, hips are square facing front. Try thinking about evening out the distribution of your weight across all 10 toes. Great job. Keep that core engaged. You're doing amazing. You're almost done. You have one set left. That's right. It's 3 sets for Superset 3. You did 4 sets in Superset 1 and 2. 3 sets for Superset 3. You got this. We're going to finish it strong. Last one for me. Whew. Set those weighted objects down safely. Consider the amount of resistance that you want to use for your last superset of hip thrusts. Do you want to go up? Do you want to add more pulses? I was really challenged by my last set with the pulsing. I love it. It's really effective, making these moves even more challenging by simply adding little things to them. When you're ready, brace your back, brace your feet, and begin. Last set, best set. Use your breath. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you come down. Great work. Finish strong. When you get to the top of that rep range, set your weighted objects aside, lower yourself safely down. You can set yourself up for your final set of calf raises. Oh my goodness. So fun. I love it. When you're ready, come up safely with your weighted objects at your sides, feet are hip distance apart, core is braced, lift through the heels, 10 to 15 reps or more, whatever you've got in the tank. Finish strong. This is it. Awesome work. Whew. Wow, amazing job, Rockstar. When you get to the top of that rep range, set your weighted objects down safely with control. If you're in Rock Your Life, you'll find a custom video for a cool down stretch just below today's class in the class library. If you're not in Rock Your Life, well, this is your invitation to join us. You will find a massive class library full of all different kinds of workout classes that you can pick and choose from anytime you want to stop, drop, and Betty rock. You'll also find so many amazing challenge programs of all different lengths. We've got 14-day challenges, 5-day challenges, 21-day challenges, tons of 30-day challenges, so that you can get on track with a great fitness program. Plus, each program gives you customized guidance for the stage of life that you are in, whether you're still having a regular cycle, whether you're in perimenopause, whether you're in menopause. We've got customized guidance to help you make the most of your workout program, and there's tons of support and guidance for you inside of Rock Your Life, the private women's fitness group, where myself and the Team Betty Rocker coaches have regular office hours, and we're always there to support you, answer your questions. Plus, you'll be surrounded by other amazing women like yourself from around the world who are on this fitness journey as well. And we all know that exercise is just one of the pieces when it comes to living our healthiest lives, right? We want to think about those surrounding actions. So in Rock Your Life, not only will you get the workouts that you need, but you'll also get the recipes. You'll get the supportive discussion about the other pieces that we all need to be thinking about to really maximize our results, our health and fitness goals, and be well on our path to living a long, healthy life in a strong, fit body that we love. As always, I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome, flawsome, and amazing. Thank you again so much for joining me today. Thanks for sticking around to listen, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye for now.